Doormats. Everywhere you go, underneath your feet. As soon as you walk in the door, it could be a closet, a shop, going out in the patio. Everyone sees them, but how do you actually put one down and where to put it? And you know, there's a lot of mystery with it that some people could run into. So this video is gonna go over everything that there is to know when it comes to putting down a doormat. So let's get right into it. When you're putting a doormat down, I like to put it into 3 steps. First step, preparation. Second step is installation. And then the third step is celebration, right? If you clicked on this video, you're probably a new homeowner, probably moved into an apartment, and you're just trying to spice things up, you know, or like keep it clean. So celebration to you for getting somewhere new, making changes. And when I'm doing these home improvement type things, I generally like to just skip straight to step 3, and we can celebrate. This is how I get ready and in the mood to do some home improvement. All right, so we're at the door. This is a slider door here. It's made of glass. It doesn't have to be glass. It could be wood. It could be one of those doors that open, you know, like in an arc, like a door knob or handle, and you just sort of one of those. But this one does slide up and down. So we're gonna put a doormat down. You can actually tell here that there already was a doormat. I'm just doing this for instructional purposes. This is for you guys. You may be thinking, why am I making this video? I don't know. You clicked on the video, so I'm showing you how to do this. Anyway, already had a doormat. I've just taken it out to show you just how I originally put it down. And first thing we gotta do is clean the surface, right? But before we do that, you know, you gotta kind of identify the type of door that you're using. Like I said, this is a sliding glass door. So you can actually have like this sort of clearance here between the entry of the house or, you know, your garage or a patio, whatever it is, you know, because if the door is flush with the bottom of the floor, then it can move the mat out of the way. Those are things you need to consider. You know, if it's really close to the ground, you might want to get something thinner. You could remove the bottom part of the door, like if you got one of those things that like keeps the wind out or whatever that you bought on like as seen on TV. You know, that might be something you have to worry about. So some come in rubber, some come in like this really like stiff fabric, and some are like those really shaggy ones, which I really like. But today we got this really stiff, normal one you pick up at Walmart, and like I said, it was here, but we're gonna put it back. You know, it needs a little freshening up and cleaning. So this is a really good opportunity for me to show you how I would go about that. So when you're cleaning, you know, you can use anything you really want. You can find a broom. You could just kind of wipe your feet to get it off, or you know, really anything you can get your hands on, just so that way there's nothing underneath the mat, because then when you're stepping on the mat, then you know, it might move around or it might scratch your floor, or you know, a lot of things could go wrong with it. And I don't think it's going to mess up the mat at all, but it might, you know, mess up your flooring. And you know, if you got people coming over visiting and they're stepping on their mat and they're hearing crunching and stuff, nobody likes that. You know, you want to have a clean house. You want the person visiting to know that, you know, you're well kept. You put deodorant on. You clean underneath your mat. All right. So today I have this broom, and we're gonna sweep. I'll show you how that's done. Okay. So I got this broom here. This one's green. The color doesn't really matter. Just so long as it has these sort of you know, these bristles on the end. What this does is it gets really close and just kind of uniformly pushes everything that was under the mat to the area that you're cleaning in a really much better way than using your hands or your feet. Now, when it comes to actually holding the broom, you know, I'm sure you can figure it out. You just put your hands on it, usually grip it. You know, 2 hands is better. So I'll put this down. And, you know, you can just kind of open face and do like the backhand like this, or you can kind of hold it like this and sweep this way. And sweeping this way is going to help. I mean, and also, like, imagine if this was the ground here, you kind of want to go forward. You could also come back if you wanted to, but side to side, I mean, it works, but it's just going to be more work on your end. And, you know, I got other stuff to do. I'm just putting a doormat down. It shouldn't take me all afternoon. So just using the long way and just pushing or pulling is probably your best bet. So we'll do that now. Okay, so now that we have our surface nice and clean, you know, just make sure you're getting all the space around it too. You don't want to just sweep what is underneath the mat, because then you're still going to have a bunch of just dust and rocks or whatever it be, just whatever you tracked into the house or patio or garage underneath, right? So I give it a good, I don't know, 5 inches off. You want to sweep more than just the area underneath the mat, because then you're just going to have like a perfect square of dust around your mat, and that doesn't look good for people coming over. And it's just going to create more work for you later. If you're already sweeping, just sweep. You know, just get it all. Don't try to beat around the bush. Don't try to cut too much corners. But anyway, I have my mat, right? Really, all you have to do is just, not too bad, I know. Again, you're watching it. I'm making it because I got nothing better to do, clearly. Anyway, and then you just kind of position it however you want. I mean, what I like to do, what I like to see when I'm going over other people's places, is you sort of have the same distance from one corner to another. So it's parallel with the house. Another option is to do like this sort of perpendicular thing. And I believe, you know, in other cultures around the world, you know, people, I'm sure you go somewhere else and this is the norm, but if you're living in the good old USA, every house that I've been to, everyone that I've seen normally goes the long way, like this. And you don't want to overthink it. You know, some people want to really like suck it up to the house like this. And that's fine if you want to do that, but I think it just does look a little bit better, and you get to show off like your whole mat if you have this little bit of space, because nobody's going to be putting their foot, you know, onto this spacing here, whether it be you know, a patio or walking into just a house, right, or into your garage. Like, nobody's going to be stepping onto this middle thing unless they're a kid and they're tripping. You know, so we're not trying to cater to those types of people who are uncoordinated. We're just going to make it look nice, show the whole mat, and then you're basically done. There's not much more to it. Just make sure that it's not going to be leaning up against the house like that, because then you're just going to create this sort of wind tunnel underneath the back of it, and that's just going to, you're asking for stuff to go underneath the mat, and then, you know, then when it gets flat, you're going to have all this stuff underneath, like I was talking about earlier. It's going to crunch. It might mess it up. Here it's concrete. You know, I don't really think I'm going to mess up the concrete if I got stuff underneath it, but it's good practice, I think. So the last thing we need to do is celebrate, right? And really just kind of come back and take a look at what we got going on and make sure we did everything right. Okay, so congrats. You now have a doormat that is nicely placed. But with most things in life, everybody gets so focused on the details of stuff that you can actually forget to take a step back and just see how everything is looking from a new perspective. So it is very important to actually walk away and then make sure it looks good. You know, in this case, you know, I can kind of like relish in the fact that I have good coloring with this, because there's a gray, hints of color in here to here, but it's also like sort of a brownish gray. So I got brown in here too. So it matches really nice, and I can just kind of be happy about the fact that I had the forward thinking when I actually went out to buy a mat that it would match, right? And it looks good, it looks even. And now I could just sort of, you know, like stand out here in my socks and see what's going on outside, you know, and I could just walk right back in because I'm not picking up any of this stuff that I swept away earlier in the video. So I'm just gonna walk through this a couple times to make sure it feels good, and I recommend you do the same, and I'll show you that now. So that's how to put down a doormat. This is one of my first instructional videos here, so if you like what you see, subscribe, and let me know what else you want to learn, and I can tackle it and see if I can walk you through it. Till next time.